But there are many events where we fought, the Pakistan army retreated, we killed them, we caught Rajakars, we also killed, a few of them was killed by us in many incidents. But at the later part of our liberation war, in the November and December, our area was shifted and given the area Joshua, and there is a district called Norail, mainly from Joshua to Khulna, there is a highway. Our responsibility was to put ambush and harass the Pakistani army movement from Joshua to Khulna. The war kept on progressing. The December came, and you all know, on 3rd of December, the joint forces started full-fledged campaign and military offensive from all sides of Bangladesh border from India. We were there in Joshua area on 6th of December 1971. The Pakistan army totally withdrew from Joshua cantonment and went towards Khulna without fighting a battle. But this message was spread out on 7th of December in the daytime that Pakistan army is withdrawing from Joshua, going towards Khulna. So our commander, as it was tasked by sector headquarters, you have to lay ambush while the Pakistan army do carry out some movement from Joshua to Khulna and lay ambush at night. So we thought, and our commander thought, as the Pakistan army is withdrawing, definitely they will take time. So maybe on the night of 7th, 8th December, they'll also keep on moving, so we will lay the ambush. We have to ambush the Pakistani column moving from Joshua to Khulna. So we went, and there is a place called Noapada, very prominent place from Joshua to Khulna, and we laid out the ambush at night. But there was no Pakistani army movement. Later on we knew that on the 7th daytime, all of them have vacated Pakistan, Joshua cantonment and Joshua area and went to Khulna. So there was no movement on the night of 7th when we laid out the ambush. So we had no actions, and we withdrew from the ambush. And that time we are given the responsibility that we have to guard this road, Joshua Khulna, all the vulnerable points, so that the Rajakars or any other elements cannot destroy the culverts, roads and bridges, so that Indian army can move freely through this road towards Khulna to make contact with Pakistan army. On 14th December evening, me along with another comrade of mine, freedom fighters, we are guarding a small culvert on the main road on the middle of Khulna and Joshua near Noapada. It was almost sunsetting time. We were in civil dress. We had arms, but we had a flags, Bangladeshi flags in our hand, and it was almost a sunset time. Suddenly we found that a big column of transport is coming from Joshua, is going towards Khulna. And as we looked on, we could feel that this is the column of transport of Indian Army. Suddenly, the whole transport column stopped in front of us. We were young boys and we were a little puzzled, but then we remained stood first, and as we understood that it is Indian Army, so we did not scared, we were not afraid of. But then we saw that time we didn't understand, but later on we understood that some senior officer was there in the column, and he got down, he came to us, and patted it on the shoulder and asked, how are you? Uh, he said in Hindi, "Bachchu log, tum kaisa ho?" I don't know whether I am correctly telling this Hindi. And we said we are fine. He asked, when did you meet your parent last? We said about 2 months back. Then how are they? We said no. Then he said that, okay, don't worry, you will go back soon to your parents. Your country will be independent very soon. Saying that, he was turning back to get onto the vehicle. Suddenly he turned back again and asked, did you take your dinner? We said no. No, sir. Then he told someone along, some person, those who were along with him, and we found that 2 tin biscuits handed over to us, and then said, okay, boys, very good, keep it up, okay. And as he was going, he was passing some comments to some other officers, as I understood, that these young boys, they are real patriot, and for them, the country will be independent very soon. And the transport column went towards the Khulna direction. We were looking at that, and still I remember the tears came from the eyes. And then, if I remember now, it was a tears of love. Then 15 was also fierce battle. 16 on December, battle was going on. Then 17th, Pakistan was surrendered at Khulna. And that time, I saw personally the other freedom fighters, those who were with them with the front line. They are fighting with the Indian army, and there are a lot of casualties on Indian side and the freedom fighters side also, and the battle. And we saw the injured bodies, dead bodies of Indian soldiers and freedom fighters were from the battle position, they were taken back towards Joshore in the ambulance. And sometimes we saw and the dead body and the bleedings, the Indian soldiers, freedom fighters together. And we saw that the blood of freedom fighters and the Indian soldiers got mixed together and trickled down on the ground of Bangladesh. So when we remember or when we look back, we always feel the relation between India and Bangladesh, as we say, is the relation of blood. It is not a rhetoric. I, as a freedom fighter, I saw the blood of Indian soldiers and the blood of freedom fighters got mixed and trickled down from the ambulance onto the ground of Bangladesh. And the relation between India and Bangladesh was born. And that is the way. So we feel now, at this point of time, the fate of Bangladesh and the fate of India is integrated together, and we have to fight out the common enemies. The common enemies today is the extremism and terrorism. The terrorism mainly sponsored in this region against India and Bangladesh is by Pakistan. We always say, Joy Bangla, Joy Hind.